Hi guys, Ray here from Man City Fan Chat. See if anybody's online, just checking messages. I'm on my own. Always the first half a minute at least, I'm on my own. Hopefully those notifications get out. And people, my individuals, hiya bro, how you doing buddy? Where you from mate? Don't remember your name before on the live streams. Where you from? It's always interesting, at least to get a rough idea where people are from, who they support as well, because we're not all City fans on Man City Fan Chat. When we do the live streams, people from all over. Hi Ray, happy Father's Day. Hi, cheers mate. I got a hug from my eldest, a night from my little one, and a peck on the cheek from my missus. That's about it. My individuals, you're good. Good to hear. Good to hear. And if you're a father, happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. And me individuals, don't judge. Cinematography team in Middlesbrough supporting City. Let me try and work this out. Cinematography team in Middlesbrough supporting City. Don't get that, mate. You're going to have to explain. You're in Middlesbrough. Must be a long time since I've been to Borough. I was up in Newcastle back in May doing some, had a conference up there in Newcastle for, was it 2 or 3 days? I think it was 3 days. Middlesbrough, wow. First game I took my wife, that's what I thought, my individuals, that's what I thought. First game I took my wife to was Man City. Then they've got a problem with my Wi-Fi just for a minute. Hi, Cobby, how you doing, buddy? All right, you do cinematography. Very good. Must be. Sounds very interesting. Yeah, so I was saying the first game I took my missus to. My wife's put the washing machine on. I'm just going to go up and turn that off, guys. Just give us a second. I'm just going to turn that off. Here we go. Trust my wife to put the washing machine on side of the kitchen. She's slunk off. Cheers, Cobby. And if you're a dad too, happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day. I was saying the first game my wife went to, first Man City game, was a 1-0 win against Middlesbrough. And a Monday night, we got married over the weekend. And the way we do it, it's a 2 or 3 day affair. And so we got married on the Friday. We had, was it Friday? We had parties all over the weekend. Yeah, that Middlesbrough game, it was a lousy, lousy game. Absolutely rubbish. Yeah, terrible, terrible game. And I think we scored an early goal, and my wife said, "That's it. There'll be no more goals." And guess what? She was right. My individuals full week. Well, I didn't do a full week, but I think 3 days was enough. Full week was too much. I mean, we had a small wedding because we got married in Manchester, and my wife's French, so so many people would come over from France. I can't remember. She had about 20, 30 people come over from France, and I didn't have too many. We probably had about 100 people, so quite nice, small affair. Quite like that. I mean, I when I was a kid, I went to so many of these weddings where you're an invite and basically just went for food. You'd even, when we were kids, we'd even know these people, and they'd have 200 people out having a sitting of food, they'd eat and then leave. 200 people more would come in. I really don't see the point or benefit of doing that, inviting people. I don't mind inviting people you don't know, but what's the reason? Is it just for show? Really not too sure. But I quite like this small affair where it's, as I said, it's more intimate. It's just your family. Massive cake. So much left over. I was giving it away after that to all my clients. Please take some cake. Please take some. Just couldn't eat that. Let's have a look. What else we got on here? Yeah, so that I want to talk. Bonsoir, Chris. Bonsoir, mon ami. I want to talk about that Borough game. I have to tell you about my wife. So the first game she went to with me was that Borough game. Monday night, we won 1-0 in end of October, early November. It was not nice weather. And that was only the third football match she'd been to. Third football match. And so I asked her, I will use Streamlabs at some point, mate. It's a busy day. I've come on late today because my wife was going down to London. I will get on to Streamlabs at some point, GM. That's Football Fan Chat. I will get on there. It's just that while my wife's had to go to London, I've been really, really busy helping her to do some housework that I haven't done over the weekend. There you go, Football Fan Chat. Glad it worked. And hopefully I did some help Football Fan Chat with some tips to get some more subscribers, and that's absolutely great. Don't worry, GM, I'll sort that out. So me individuals, my wife's first game was in, I think, 1998. So we got married in, I think, 2006. I've got to remember now. 2006. So her first game was in 1998. And it was the World Cup semi-final. 1998. Out of the blue, not really now. You know, we've been at Etihad, 16 years? Something like that, 15, 16 years. Get used to it. I mean, Etihad had its day. The main road had its day. It needed a lot of work, a lot of money spent, and City couldn't afford that. So my wife's... I know one of them. Let me try and remember now. So my wife's first game was... I've got to tell you the second game, mate. My wife's first game was the World Cup semi-final. Hi, Robert. How you doing, buddy? My wife's first football match was the World Cup semi-final in 1998. And her second game was the World Cup final. So, and then her third game, 9 years later or whatever, was 8 years later, whatever, was Man City versus Middlesbrough. Wow, 76. It's a long time ago. Yeah, Paul, it's a long way to go to lose. Yeah, Football Fan Chat. I think by the end, you know, I mean, Main Road had its day. It was, I think, at the time, you know, if you go back a bit, it was a great, magnificent stadium. Still holds the record for, I think, the FA Cup attendance, for a league attendance. Does it still hold? I can't remember. Does it still hold the league record for United? I can't remember. We used to have United had their record attendance at Main Road as well, I believe. But it really chucked it down. And I went out the wrong entrance, and we had to walk for about 20 minutes to get to the car. And she was really, really unhappy. And she said, I'm never coming again. I don't blame her. Me and visuals, wasn't it something 88,000? Yes, something like that. Robert, who would I like City to sign? Well, I'd like City to sign Felix. I'd like City to sign Matthias de Ligt. And I'd like City to sign Rodri and Ndombele. There you go. Not bothered about the fullbacks, and I want us to keep Danilo. Not bothered about midfield. We've got class midfield. Felix, that sounds like a lot to get those for, but I'd love to get those for. Okay, now my eldest lad, I cannot honestly I cannot remember his first game. My eldest, my youngest lad, he was 2 years old, and he went to Man City versus Swansea, where we beat them, Swansea 4-0. In the league, Sergio Aguero's debut. And he was only 2 years old. He wanted to go when it was 3-0. Really just managed to hang on until Sergio scored. I love the idea of Felix. Felix. See, as I said on the video today, and as I said in the past, it's not something that I need to copy from anybody. I said it in the past. The idea behind Felix going on loan back to Benfica is that we don't really need him now, because he's not going to get in the team. You know, he's going to be fighting with Sergio and Gabi, and I think it's far better for him to get another full season under his belt, and then get him next summer, especially if we've got a transfer ban. That's another reason I want an extra couple of players. That's why I want Rodri and Tongi Ndombele. Get as many extra players as we can, just in case we get this transfer ban. Cobby, this Rodri deal is taking too long. What's going on? Absolutely no idea, Cobby. Absolutely no idea what's going on with Rodri. Look, it's like with Mahrez last year. We knew we were getting him, and it just took a while. I'm hopeful it's going to. So, Football Fan Chat, thoughts on Sarri leaving Chelsea? Let's be honest. I don't think he got enough support from the players. He struggled. I think the homesick was yes and no. It's a bit of a red herring, but also look, Sarri's 60 years old, and he's got elderly parents too. I think they're in their 80s, and he hasn't seen them that much. But so Sarri leaving, I thought it was the right thing for Sarri. It's not the right thing for Chelsea, in my opinion, but for Sarri, yeah, definitely. Yeah, my wife works in London for a few days a week, so she's off now. She'll be back on Wednesday. She's back on Wednesday. Robert Lang, best game you've been to? Yeah, sorry, football fan. I don't know why but I think it's the weather as well. The weather up here near Manchester is absolutely atrocious. It's really windy. Rain is pretty bad. So I'm assuming that's the only thing that's affecting this. I mean, I will try for the first time. I will try and do this then. Let's see if my 4G will work. Best game has got to be that probably that Liverpool one last season. You know, it was just an amazing atmosphere. Anytime we beat Liverpool's great, like at the Carabao Cup final. There's been a few amazing games. Worst game. Let me just get this 4G on. The worst game I've been to, there's been a lot. There's absolutely been a lot. Anytime, when I used to live near London, anytime I went to a game, you know, I went, oh, here's one. I think it was Chelsea. We were so far away from the pitch at Stamford Bridge, so far away. And I think we lost 1-0. I don't even think we had a shot, you know. I'll stick on then. I'll stick on. I'm not going to slip it on this straight away. I think it would give me a little bit of time to catch up, but let's not do it today. You know, this Streamlabs, we will get there, buddy. We'll get there. As long as you guys stick with me for a while, we'll get the Streamlabs sorted, and yeah, we'll be up and running soon enough. Fingers crossed. So let's have a look at some of the news then. I know I can see myself buffering a lot more than normal, and I'm sitting in exactly the same place as ever. Mark the Blue, have you got a banana? I've got. I think I've still got 2 bananas, Mark. Not one of the really big ones. I had a couple of small ones where I got a few actually from at the Brighton game, last game of the season when the Etihad was open for that. We had a screening there, so I got a few bananas, and some of them don't actually work. And I'm well known as being a big puff. I've got a decent lung capacity, and I'm good at blowing up balloons and whatever. But some of those bananas were just impossible. So yeah, let's talk about not Claudio, Tongi and Ndombele. Robert Lang? Am I going to West Ham City if I can get a ticket? If I can get a ticket, I'll be in London anyway, and I'm hopeful that I'll be able to get a ticket for that because people will be on holiday. I haven't got enough points to go to all the away games. I think last season I went to 12 of the away games. Usually the long ones, you know. Arsenal, first game of the season. Spurs, I went to them in the league. Went to Spurs in the Champions League. Fulham, Southampton I went to. Took some mates there. And then some of the cup games, the long ones as usual. The ones in South Wales at Newport and Cardiff. Not Cardiff, Newport and Swansea, I went to them. Football fan chat. Yeah. All right. I'll talk about Stephen. Thoughts on his team company? What's your relationship with Stephen? Relationship with Stephen is not even tepid. We had a bit of a row last year. I think Andy had made some wisecracks at Stephen's expense about him copying content. It wasn't really. It was just a joke at his expense. I mean, when you're a club like City and there's only so many things to talk about, you're going to talk about the same things. So I think we were doing videos. We were doing videos every day. So when Stephen would put content out or cheesy, some of the topics would naturally overlap with what we've done. We might have done something that day or the day before. And I think there was one week where we'd done 4 or 5 videos or whatever. And it was just like Stephen was doing the same things, but just a day or two after us. That's what it felt like. And Andy made some wisecracks. I think Stephen had said some stuff in the past that, maybe he's got the wrong name with the esteemed company or Stephen. And it had nothing to do with Man City. And if he'd chosen something like Man City Fan TV, he'd have got free subscribers. He'd have got people on the back of the name. And I think at that time we were getting a lot of subscribers joining us. We started the season and we kind of exploded onto the scene when the season started. And it felt a bit of a slight on us that, hey, just by having the right name, we were getting free subscribers, and it had nothing to do with the work we were doing. Anyway, I mean, I weren't bothered at all. Andy was, I think, a little bit more, nagged by these. He does get annoyed at criticism, whether it's intended as being constructive or not. He doesn't like it. So yeah, so we, Andy had said something, and I think I think it all exploded. Andy was on a podcast with Mike Bolt, Mike. I keep saying Mike Bolt, Mike Long from the Blue, and sadly his grandmother died today. So my condolences, Mike, 98 years old, and may she rest in peace. And so yeah, and Andy went on a podcast, and I said something about Stephen, which he really took offence to, and it was something about going to games. Now, it's well known that Stephen didn't go to many games, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's many people who support clubs and do YouTube channels and other forms of creator content who don't go to games, and you just watch it on the telly or whatever. But I'd offered him a couple of times. I'd offered him a free ticket because I had free tickets. I've got 3 season cards, and I just so happened on a couple of occasions to have free tickets. And I'd sent him a message on Twitter or something, and he said no. And I think one of those occasions, he'd been to an academy game in the morning or lunchtime, and I was there with my son. We went to the academy game as well, and I'd seen him, and so he was, little nod. That was all. Don't talk. Keeps himself to himself, and hey, everybody's entitled to do that. I'm a private person, and I keep myself to myself. But he turned down the opportunity of a free ticket, and I think that day he went back home and did a live stream of the team news or something. And I think that just came across as very odd. Why would you give up a ticket to go home and do a video to put out on your YouTube channel? And the reason pretty much was money. I suspected at the time was money. If your channel's monetized, then you got to put out videos to make money. Simple as that. And the thought of turning down a ticket, if you're a big blue, why would you turn down a free ticket on a couple of occasions? I think it was, to go and do videos. Whatever, everybody's entitled to whatever they want to do. And I've said, if you don't go to games and make content, fine. I've got no problem. There's plenty of people doing podcasts and making money who don't go to see most city games. But there's a lot of unusual things. So he really exploded and effing and blinding. And I took a lot of stick that night, a lot of abuse from his followers. And I think it cropped up a couple of months later, more of the same. Because those guys just want to carry on making fun. And I don't see most of it. Sometimes people send me stuff. Sometimes people send it just to start a bit of a fight. And the funny thing is, it's a lot of hypocrisy. So if you say, I said one thing at Stephen and he exploded and effing and blind and all these, I had to remove about 30 comments on YouTube. It was a lot of abuse and Twitter. I've got private messages abusing me on Twitter, which is, a bit sad and a bit low, but hey, there you go. Those are his followers, and he never said anything. I've said it before when we had an issue with people. Please don't abuse them. Don't step over the line. Someone did that last week or a few days ago at Andy's expense, and I said, look, don't step over the line. Keep it clean. Keep it civil. And Stephen could have done that with his followers, but I never heard about anything like that. And in the meantime, he keeps having pops and digs. He had something about someone told me about our production quality. That we don't have fancy graphics, and I like, what's wrong? And I said, I personally, so he carries on having digs. So if you're having digs, okay, if you have digs, you should expect to get some back. Don't cry, which is what he did. Don't cry when you get them back, okay? And don't. So yeah, I'm more concerned about content rather than production quality. Yes, I would like the production quality to improve, but I'm more concerned about my content. And if you, let's be honest, if you are focused, if you're complaining about my production quality and you can't spell, you make spelling mistakes, simple spelling mistakes that you should be checking on more than one occasion, you kind of lose the argument with me. So yeah, Stephen, he's his own man. He can do whatever he wants. But please, save me the hypocrisy. Telling me that you pay for your tickets. And I think when he went down to the Carabao Cup final with his girlfriend, I think they went on McDonald's expense, not his own. Telling me you pay for your own tickets and not going to see City. I think he went to see City for the first time in Wembley a couple of seasons ago, which amazed me if you're a big blue. And I think there's a 19-year-old kid who said something that I think hit the nail on the head. And this kid said, basically, he's taking more out than he puts in. And this kid said, I'm a student, 19 years old, got no money, but I save all my money and I put as much as I can in to go and watching City play. And this guy's taking out. And he's a big blue, but he doesn't go to games. When he can go to games, it doesn't work for me, okay? And be honest with your subscribers. If you're going to put out, if you've got a load of subscribers and you're going to put out videos that are going to get 8,000, 10,000 views, you're going to make a bit of money, okay? But don't put crap out. If you're putting crap content out just to make some money, where's your credibility, okay? At least if I put crap content out, it's not to make money because it's not being monetized. So don't put crap out just to make money. Don't just go on rumors and stuff just to make money. And at least do, I'm not having a go at him now, but some YouTubers don't do the research and talk about people and not done the research. If I've not done the research, I'll hopefully say I don't know too much about this and I won't make stuff up like some people have done in the past. Let's go back to your question. Sorry to deflect. I have this sort of attachment with the current squad, so that as long as Leroy and Gabby stay, yeah, my individuals, I want them to stay. I don't want them to go. Do you think FFP should be a number no club can go over rather than being more beneficial for teams the biggest fan? Solo Taurus, look, all through history, okay, of football since the 1800s, you've never had this limit as to what you can spend, really. You know, when United were doing it and spending money and winning stuff, no one said out. They never said anything. When it was Liverpool's turn or Arsenal's turn or Chelsea's turn, now it's City's turn, and they'd only won it. You know, you win it once, and they're all on your case. Sorry, I've got to take a call, guys. My apologies. It's the missus, and she's on a taxi on the way to the train. I've just got to take this. Give us a sec. Hello. Hello. Yeah. What's up? Yes. Jolly Sam will call. Yes. Shop card. Yes. It's all here. Yes. Are you coming back? Okay. See you later. Okay. Bye. Sorry, guys. That's my wife. It's a bit of an emergency. She was on the way to the station to go to London, but she's left her pass at home, and the pass is for her computer, so her laptop will not work. So she's coming back. So I might have to curtail this when she's back. But anyway, let's crack on. So FFP shouldn't be an FFP. Simple as that. Have you ever met Stephen? Yeah, he's an all right guy. I've met him a couple. I've not spoken to him. I saw him at matches, and he doesn't want to talk. As I said, he might be a very private person, but that's his choice. And I know some of his friends, and what they said about Cheesy, Ian Cheeseman, is less than complimentary. I know I've had a pop at Cheesy in the past. I was disappointed with the way he spoke to me at the first match of the season last year. I've said that, but disappointed with the way he spoke to me. But subsequently, I've met Cheesy a few times, and at least Cheesy and I have a chat. I have some respect for the guy. He's working really hard and trying to cover all the bases that he can. So and I chat with him after the Carabao Cup final, I think it was. And I've got respect for Cheesy. I've got respect for him for what he's done following City and what he's doing now. But Stephen and his mates, not a big fan. I'll give you an example. He's on that channel, XS Manchester, and it's mostly the rags slagging off City. From what I hear, I don't listen to it, and a lot of people complain about it. I wouldn't do it. I mean, if that's how you make money, fine. Robert, I remember when you done a Zinchenko video and how he's won our hearts at City. Actually, it was, and it was very, very quick, and it's a funny coincidence. But Robert, look, as I said, people are entitled to what they want. I did some stuff a couple of days ago, okay, talking about things, and someone told me Andy's done the same thing the next day. It's up to him. People watch me and copy me. Hey, that's a compliment. I'll take it as a compliment. So it's just one of those things. I'm not going to worry about it. We've got to be positive for ourselves. Football fan chat 5 subs to 600. Thanks. Hey, no problem, mate. Anytime. Ray Barlow. Wish people would stop going on about other channels. Enjoy them. Yeah, enjoy them all. There's no need to fight. No need to fight. With other channels. I try and move on, but people keep bringing it up, and hey, I've got a big gob sometimes. As Sam Allardyce, no, as Bobby Robson said about Craig Bellamy, he's a gobbiest person I know. I've got a big gob, and I do like to talk. You might have noticed. Football fan chat, no rivals as well, a club fan channel where just a neutral one with different fans of different clubs. Yeah, you'll grow, mate. You know, if you put out good content and engage with people, you'll start to grow. Maybe it's got to go, bro. Yeah, me and Visuals, I'd like to chat with you. You know, I'm really interested to see what sort of stuff you do. So next time, you know, just let us know in a bit more detail. Mark Bosworth had a straight hope. Father's Day comment. Yeah, well, my Father's Day, basically, my eldest gave me a hug. My youngest didn't say anything. My wife gave me a peck on the cheek. Father's Day, you know, I was up at 5 o'clock. I had to go out for a run and then down the gym, come home at 9 o'clock, and you know, everybody's. One of my lads was still in bed. The other one was playing playing video games. That's life. Vidya Shakya, is West Ham away a good game? I think so. You know, away at West Ham. Hopefully, it's 3 points. Get a game in London out of the way. Jack Percy, do you think Ndombele was time for Spurs? Now, that was one of the topics I was going to talk about. So let me talk about Ndombele, and then I'll talk about signing for Spurs, and hopefully I can do all this before my missus turns up. So Tanguy Ndombele plays for Lyon. Cracking player. I love him. I think he could be the next and better than Yaya Toure, possibly. He reminds me of Yaya Toure, but Tanguy Ndombele is a player who puts his boot in, and he works really hard. Kind of a couple of things that Yaya wasn't prepared to do, especially later on in his career. And City apparently put a bid in for him, not last summer, about 40 million quid, I think it was. And Lyon said no. And this is from my mate who's a scout in France. And so Lyon apparently said no, and because they knew he was going to be worth a lot more in a year's time. And yeah, he looks fantastic. Now, you know, this talk of United, City, Spurs, and apparently Spurs put a £40 million bid in for him. You are? You know, he's not going to go, in my opinion, anything under 60 to 70 million quid. And if 2 or 3 teams go in for him, it might be even more. Now, you know, he's obviously in a potentially very strong position. And he told Telefoot in France about the interest of Spurs. And he said, it's true. Tottenham are a big club. They finished 4th in their league. They reached the Champions League final. They are still a big club like any other. Which player would not be interested in a big club? And he also said, I'm focused on what I have to do in the field. I'll go on vacation. I'll rest my head. We'll see after. He added, I'm going to go on my holidays, and after that, I'll try to see what I can do. So basically, you know, look, at the end of the day, even if he doesn't want to go to Spurs, he's not going to say anything bad about them. I don't want to go there anyway, because, you know, you never know. All the other deals might drop off the table, and he's only left with Spurs, so he's got to be nice. But it's also that factor of London, and people still want to go to London. It just happens. Do you think Delph should stay? Nah, Vidya, I think Delph's time's up. You know, we're gonna have a left back. If Danilo stays, I don't see any point in Delph, because for me, first choice left back is Ben Mendy. Second choice is Zinchenko. Third choice Danilo. First choice right back Kyle Walker. Second choice Danilo. First choice defensive midfielder Fernandinho, Gundogan, and I'd have Danilo above Delph. So Delph's got no future, in my opinion. Blue Moon Rising, I liked it. And actually, the reason we started Man City Fan TV was because Blue Moon Rising disappeared. And the reason Blue Moon Rising disappeared was they were funded by, was it the Football Republic, who have a lot of fan channels and media stuff. And I think they were full-time Devils or whatever. They were the ones who were actually on XS Manchester. What a coincidence. And they were a good channel. I quite enjoyed the content, enjoyed Walter, good set of lads, a bit of banter, but it was nice. But they stopped as soon as Football Republic, I think it was, pulled the plug on the money. So as soon as there was no money in it, the guys walked away. I can understand their argument. If you're doing something and you're getting paid and now you're asked to not be paid, would you do it? Probably not. But they walked away, you know. So they weren't doing it just for the love of it. Hi, the Saint, how you doing, buddy? Hi, Mukund, how you doing? So yeah, they were decent. But when they went, we set up our channel. From what match day content will you do next? I have absolutely no idea. I've got to be honest with you. My family life is in a bit topsy-turvy at the moment, okay? With my wife working in London 3 or 4 days a week and working abroad, puts a lot of pressure on me with the kids, and I can't leave my kids with people to look, my family to look after. It's not going to happen with my kids. So it's going to be interesting. I'm still going to do. I expect to do fan previews for every single game. Okay, unlike this season, for every single game, I will do a fan preview. What may. Okay, for every single game next season, I will do a fan preview. For whatever reason, didn't happen. Not through my choice, but we didn't do fan previews for all the games. So that's one thing I'll definitely do. And I'll go to as many games as I can. Now, I fear that a lot of the away games I won't be able to get to. Midweek games are very tough now. If my wife's not here, I've got to look after the kids, and I can't take them with me. So I'll do as much as I can. Video, I think Rodri's more suited player than Ndombele. I think both of them can do the job. Video, to be honest, I think both of them can do that. And Ndombele, I mean, we did it when Yaya was there. I think both of them could do a good job. Mukund, did you watch the cricket? No, don't tell me about the cricket, guys. I've not watched the cricket. Not watched cricket at all. I just watched a little bit of the Indian innings. Had a family barbecue. My brother was over from Turkey. Well, he'd been over to Turkey to do some work. He does a lot of work with refugees there. He's a doctor and a lot of operations and stuff. And he was over. And so we spent time with his family. My niece was over with her family. My brother and other brother and sister. So all the family were there. A big barbecue. And I had 4 burgers. 4.5. I was on my 5th one. I just had to give up. I actually didn't like it. That one was. I think I had 4 chicken burgers. I was on a beef burger, and I didn't like the beef. Give that one up. West Ham is a tell ground. I like it from the outside. It's a nice ground from the outside, but it's not made for football. They're saying 390 subs and rising. It's getting there. Yeah, you'll get there, mate. We've been going for a week now. Obviously it slowed down. The first day was 130, and then I think the next days were about 50 each. But I'm still there as long as I'm getting 10. When Man City Fan TV was starting, we're not even getting 10 subscribers a day. You're looking to get 2 or 3 sometimes. So I'm very happy, and I'm on target to where I want to be. Video, well, we did trash West Ham in last. I think did we beat them 4-0 last season? Their place. Mark Ball, this summer of a goalie from Iber coming on a free doesn't make sense to me. If it's true, it's another European place taken up. I read about. I saw the headlines. I didn't bother reading about it. We got so many goalkeepers. I went through the goalies yesterday. We got Edison, obviously. We got Muric. We got Zach Steffen coming. We've got Bazunu. We've got Danny Grimshaw. There's 5. We don't need any more. The only reason he'd come on a free is that we could get him on a free, loan him out for a year or 2, and sell him and make money. That's it. I can't see anything else. Robert Lang, happy Father's Day. Yeah, everybody, happy Father's Day to everybody. Mukund Nadkami, sorry, appreciate your work. Cheers, mate. Thanks. I haven't seen him. No spoilers, please. Current players. I said this. I expect Pakistan to lose. They haven't got the mentality of other cricket teams like England, New Zealand, India, and Australia. Pakistan, West Indies, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh haven't got the mentality that's needed. So they're just no good. Up here, you can see it. Sloppiness, unprofessional. They're not going to do anything. And if they do anything, it's more luck than anything else. Current players talking about other clubs don't feel right. Absolutely. But I think everyone knows he's Tonga Ndombele is going. Matt Ball, he's 36. Well, I don't see the point of buying him if he's 36. We've got Bravo, who's 37, and he's got a year left in his contract. He's going to be our number 2. So why would we get this guy taking up a space to be number 3? Absolutely right, Mark. I don't see any benefit there. Bloomin' Rising, they only done it for the money. You don't do it for the money. You do it for the fans, by the fans, for the fans. Bloomin' Rising stopped when money didn't come in. Exactly, Robert. They stopped when the money didn't come in. Look, the Man City Fan TV cost us a lot of money to do, in terms of what we were doing, sending stuff. When I sent a City shirt, I don't know if it's arrived, but a City champion shirt, 17-18 champion shirt. I sent it. We had this fantasy football league competition, about 80 people, 90 people. And I think his name was Umair Malik, won that in Pakistan. And that's a 17-18 champion shirt signed by Pep Guardiola, signed by Fernandinho, and signed by Bernardo Silva. Now, conservatively, that's going to be worth over 100 quid. And he got that for free. Postage was over a tenner as well. So, we did stuff like that. So, it's cost us a fair bit going to games and stuff. But you do it because you love it. I mean, I love Now, when I started, I wasn't meant to be in front of the camera. I was meant to be behind the camera. I was not going to do anything in front of the camera. That was not my aim. And we got let down by somebody, and I ended up having to go in front of the camera because, quite honestly, nobody else was going to away games. If you look at the away games I went to last season, the season before I went to Southampton away, that's where I got lumbered and I had to do it. But this season just gone, I've been to Arsenal away, went to Spurs away in the league, Spurs away in the Champions League. I went to Fulham away. I went to Southampton away in the Cup. I went to Newport away, Swansea away, Wolves away, Burnley away. A few more as well, I can't remember. I went to about 12 away games. I had tickets for others. I had a ticket for Everton, but I give that to Andy. So Andy went to Everton. Andy went to Lyon in the Champions League, and Andy went, that's it. So he went to those two games. I went to the FA Cup semi-final, FA Cup final, Carabao Cup final, Community Shield as well. So there's another 4 games. I think Andy went to the Carabao Cup final as well. So he went to one of the 4 games in London, and I went to loads. So I went to an absolute ton of games, and Andy went to 2 away games, Everton and Lyon. So make of that what you will. And I would go to as many games as I could. And there were other games that I got tickets for, but I couldn't go. Like the Everton, I just couldn't go. It was midweek. My wife was away. I had the kids, couldn't do it. I had tickets for Cardiff, but I'd actually agreed to do some voluntary work that weekend, so I give the ticket to somebody else to go on my behalf. I had tickets for other games as well, but I had to turn them down. I had all the European games. I just couldn't go because my wife was working away. And when you've got 2 young kids, it's just not possible. That's just a fact of life. So, but I'd go to as many games as I can. Let's have a look through your comments. So yeah, it's not for money. I mean, let's be honest. Man City Fan TV. We said we're going to monetize the site eventually, and what can I tell you? Well, if Andy had, we probably would have monetized the site if Andy had sent his paperwork in to the bank, which we're waiting for months. So that didn't happen. Otherwise, the site would have been monetized a long time ago, regardless of what anybody says. I think the bank account was set up in February or March. So, actually, we set up a company. We set up a company to do it, and that was set up in February or March. And then the bank account, we were applying for it, but the paperwork was. I sent mine in, did my bit, and waited, I think, over 2 months. And the other paperwork didn't go in. So, make of that what you will. Video, other than Liverpool, who will challenge for the title against Man City next season? Honestly, can't see anybody. Can't see anybody. Chelsea, can't see them making that leap. I can't see them making that leap, especially when they've got a transfer ban. Spurs have a chance, but they lost way too many games last season. Was it 13 league games? You can't do that. You can't do that. I mean, after 20 games, Spurs were only 2 points behind City. Okay? So Spurs were really up there, and then by the end of the season, 18 games or whatever it was, 18 games to 2 points behind. By the end of the season, Spurs were, was it 27 points behind? So no, I don't think they'll challenge either. Arsenal, forget it. United, forget it. Especially with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, especially if Pogba stays, I think he's just a poison. And so, in fact, I think Arsenal and Man United have to be careful about Wolves, West Ham, and others catching them up, maybe Newcastle as well. Watford, Leicester. There's 5 or 6 teams that could knock on the door for that top 6 if United or Arsenal let it slip a bit next season. Robert Lang, they've done it for the money and not for the look. Absolutely, Robert. There's a mix. Okay, there's got to be some love of City, but the love of the filthy lucre, made the difference. Look, with us at Man City Fan TV, I'll say it's not about the money. It wasn't, we turned down a lot of sponsorship requests, a lot. I mean, excuse me, I've seen Stephen quite a bit, only because it comes up on my timeline, in his, maybe it's the only City shirt he's got, that the 99 yellow and black one, doing adverts for 888, betting site. I think it's 888. And last year we said no. So we're not doing that. Personally don't agree with doing that. That sort of thing. I'm very careful about what I'd endorse or do on moral reasons. I think I know people who've had struggled with gambling issues and drink issues and whatever, and I just wouldn't, want to endorse stuff like that. Now, there's certain media organisations that I wouldn't want to get involved with, and that's just our choice. But hey, look, everybody's got their own belief systems, their own opinions. They can do whatever they want, okay? But we just turned on a lot, and I turned on a lot of TV stuff because I didn't want to do it. Turned on Sky, Channel 4, Channel 5. An American channel, was it a Brazilian channel, I think, off the top of my head. Turned down quite a few things, podcasts, and a lot of stuff. I turned down Premier League productions. That would have gone out all over the world. So I turned down a lot of stuff because either, generally I didn't want to do a lot of this stuff. I'm happy with you guys. It's not about the publicity in as much. It's not about going on TV all the time. I do bits and pieces. If I had the time and I was in the mood for it, but a lot of the stuff would just turn away. And it's certainly not for the money. It's for the love of City, and I'm enjoying what I'm doing. This Stones to Barcelona, not heard a single thing about that, Mark, about John Stones went to Barcelona, not at all. So very interesting. And he's a good player. He just, from time to time, he just doesn't do it. And usually after injuries, I think, first part of the season he was a cracking player. So, just want him to get back to that form. He's still only 25. He's still got 5 or 6 very good years ahead of him if he can get himself sorted. Which Pep team was better? Pep's, Bayern or City? No question. It's a much harder league, this league. You've seen, with Liverpool getting 97 points, we had to get 98 to beat them. We had, Centurions. I think we've done better here than at Bayern. Mukund, Spurs need more players without losing any of their current stars to challenge. Absolutely. There is a risk that they will lose some players. And then if they lose people like Rose, that was a rumour, or Danny Murphy said Rose should come to City if he wants to leave Spurs. He needs a change. And Rose has also seen Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker left Spurs 2 years ago. Is earning probably, I would suspect, 60 to 80 grand a week more than he was earning at Spurs. And he's won 2 league titles, 2 Carabao Cups, and an FA Cup and a Community Shield. Whereas Danny Rose, all he's done is appeared in one Champions League final and won nothing. So, players at Spurs are going to look at that and say, we're not winning anything. And looking at City, we're not going to win anything for ages. So where do you want to go, City or Liverpool or Barcelona? Biff Tannen, SE15, sell Ericsson, Trippier, Lamela and Davis, all crap. I wouldn't say they're all crap, but I think they should sell some of them. Trippier's rumoured to be going. Lamela doesn't do it for me. Davis was all right, but I don't think he's going to replay to me, please. GZ Grafts, I don't know what replay to me, please, means. So SE15, Biff Tannen. Trying to work out where that is because SE, Southeast. It can't be Streatham way. Let's have a think. So anyway, where's SE15? Anybody going to tell me where SE15 is? I know it's Southeast London, but whereabouts? We're talking Peckham? Could that be it? Peckhamish? Does that sound reasonable, Peckham? I have no idea, mate. No idea. When I used to live in South London here and there, Peckham. Peckham. Yeah, drive there through a few times around there when we're going from London to Folkestone when we're driving over to France. Mucken, do we really need Rose? No, we don't need him at all because. But I think it's just Danny Murphy putting it out there like a silly idiot. Mark, in-laws there. See you, mate. Take it easy. Hopefully around between 4 and 5 tomorrow. But tomorrow might be busy because I'll need to think about it because my kids are doing. The kid's got a swimming gala in the afternoon and then he's off to boxing, so I've got to look after him. So it might not be till this sort of time tomorrow that I'm on. It's just what it is. Robert Lang, what's your ultimate Guardiola lineup of all the teams he's managed? I can't really go through those quickly. That's for a more in-depth analysis. Maybe we'll have a chat about that, Robert, and you can put forward your team. But for me, it'll include Messi, Xavi, and Iniesta. Probably, those three. Gotta have David Silva and KDB probably. I wouldn't be looking at the Bayern. I'd be just looking at Barca and City. I wouldn't look at Bayern at all. When I was doing a composite team. Mark, have a great evening, mate. Thanks very much for popping along. GZ, Tottenham don't need him. They got Dele and Ericsson. Who don't they need? And Ndombele. Who are you talking about, GZ Graft? Tottenham don't need who? If Ndombele is available for Spurs, he's a man they should be getting, but they're going to have to pay money for him. Paul Moore Ericsson is not world class. He's a good player, but not world class. KDB is absolutely, Paul. If we say KDB is world class, I don't even think Ericsson is the one rung below. I think he's 2 rungs below KDB. He didn't do enough for me last season. He's had some good seasons and he's done well, but I just don't think he's done enough. Biff Tannen SE15. Obviously, Ericsson is not the worst, but his head has turned and he has disrespected Spurs by mentioning Madrid as a new challenge. Ericsson has scored less goals than awful set pieces. Yeah, exactly. I don't think he's done enough last season to merit that move. Maybe it's just because where Spurs were. Maybe it's because he needs to be playing with better players now. Maybe he's come to the end of the course at Spurs. But Spurs should be looking to get as much as they can. I mean, Real Madrid getting Hazard for 100 million might put the Spurs to think, well, Ericsson's way below that level. He's only worth 60, but Levy's not going to let Ericsson go for 60. He'll want 80 million. I don't think he's worth 80 million. Not at all. Robert Lang, Craig Belling's joining company at Anderlecht as one of the coaches of Anderlecht. Yeah, I did a video this morning, Robert, and I included that about Craig Bellamy going to Anderlecht. And I said it might be that Vinny's going to be bringing other, Craig Bellamy was ex-City, but he played a couple of years with him. I think it's my missus. All right, my missus has gone anyway to London without a card, so I don't know how she's going to manage. I'll talk to her in a minute. Blimey. No, I wouldn't want to do that. Is that an ID card as well? Can't be forgetting them. Oh, I can't forget that. So, yeah, and company might be looking at getting some of our kids on loan. It might be a good opportunity for us to have another club in one of the top leagues in Europe. When we had Girona and NAC Breda playing in the top league in La Liga in Spain and the Eredivisie in Holland, respectively, and we were sending players to them. And unfortunately, both of them got relegated last season. Our players generally weren't brilliant. And at least Anderlecht are in the top league in Belgium, finished 6th last season, so they're not qualified for Europe. But hey, that doesn't matter. If we can send players, you're going to get a lot of first-team experience, and it's absolutely worth thinking about sending there. So Vinny might take some players on loan. He might just buy some players on the cheap, some of the kids that he might have heard of, he might know, and use that link to help develop them. So, I hope that, I really hope that Anderlecht do well. Vidya, will we finally win Anfield next season? I really hope so. I just want Pep, I think what Yaya Toure said about Pep at Barca is that when Pep wanted to, the idea was to win every game. If it's a friendly, your aim is to win it. Your aim is to win every game. And I want Pep to do that, aim to win every game. If we'd gone to Spurs in the Champions League with the aim of winning it, I think we'd have beat them. And look, it all hinges on small things. If Sergio had scored, that away goal was worth so much to us. It was worth a bundle. Spurs would have had to come on, and that could have opened themselves up for another goal. And that would have, I think, finished the tie. And I personally think if Sergio had scored the penalty, we'd have won that tie. Would have been dominant, and Spurs would not have come back. But it is what it is. But I want us to go out, aim to win every single game. Mukund, David, KDB, Kun from us. Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that. Mixing, that's. I'm looking at the attacking players. You put Edison there as well. I'd mix in Xavi, Iniesta, and Messi. Those three. There's 6 for you already. Edison in goal. That's 7. Biff Tanner, we still need a clinical striker to back Kane. Absolutely, I believe. Kane is becoming burnt out like Michael Owen due to his pressure of playing most games. Yeah, see, there is that fear that Kane is coming back to games too early. There's that fear that he's coming back too early after injury because you've got nobody else. Llorenti's not your man. Mura's not the man. So Kane doesn't get enough support. And Spurs, I think if they want to go to the next level, need to sort that out, because if you lose Kane again next season, let's say you lose him for 20 league games, what are you going to do? Llorente's not going to bag you the goals. No one's going to bag you the goals. You do need a second decent striker. What I think Spurs would do well with is another player who can play across the front line. So someone who can play striker or out wide. Someone like Felix, maybe. You're not going to afford him. But someone like that. So if Kane is out, that player can play up front. If Kane is playing, that player can play either behind Kane or out wide. I think that would really, really help them. And it'll give that player consistent games, which is what they want. And if you're a half-decent striker, you don't want to go to a club and not play. So why would anybody go to Spurs and not play? Robert Lang, what do you think of Mangala? I quite like Mangala when he came, but I think he just proved to be an expensive mistake. He just doesn't look comfortable on the ball, and he gets his feet in the wrong place. I really can't understand why we bought him. He's got pace, he's got strength, he's got power, but he can't pass the ball. He can't, he's poor control of the ball. I just think he hasn't got the confidence for it anymore, and he's certainly not a pet player. Robert Lange, he is so sweet. Now I've got to see what Robert Lang said now. Craig, is that you talking about Craig Bellamy? I don't think Craig Bellamy's so sweet. Craig Bellamy's quite violent. Hey, Sea Dog, how you doing, buddy? How you doing? Can't remember where you're from, Sea Dog. Now my memory's going. Biff Tannen, by Neres. Then we'd have Son and Moura as a second false nine options. Dele has been awful this season. She needs to fix up. I don't think Dele was a woman. But yeah, Dele's been poor this season. He's had injuries and whatever, but he's not done it for you. Sea Dog, agreed, Ray. I hope. I also hyped him first, but it's important games he never secure. We're talking about now Dele. We're talking about Dele here. And Swiss. Oh, yeah, I went to Switzerland, not last year, the year before. I did some work. I'm trying to remember where it was now. It's a little town near Geneva. I can't remember now. And I think is it not far from a lake? Geneva. Just trying to remember the place I went. It was beautiful. Let's see if I can find this place, because it was a nice little town. Let's see if we can zoom out. It was something Liban. Sea Dog, something Liban. I'm just trying to remember what it was. Wasn't Thonon. Wasn't Divon. Oh, now you got me. That's it. I don't know how to say this. It's Verdun Liban. Verdun Liban. Verdun Liban. Verdun Liban. That's where I went. I did some work at Christmas over there. So I don't know where you are at Sea Dog. Vidya, last season we never played Bernardo and KDB together in midfield. 3 next season. Could be better if we played them together. We will be better. Can you imagine Bernardo and KDB in midfield with whoever, let's say, for argument's sake, Fernandinho behind them. Up front, we've got let's say we have Sterling, Sane, and Aguero. I mean, it's fantastic. Yeah, there's a lake. Yeah, I remember Mangala was always like a rabbit in the spotlight. Absolutely, Mukun. He just didn't have the confidence. From Bern, Mukun, Sea Dog, thanks for the Toblerone. I tell you what, I bought my wife a big bar of Toblerone the other day, and she graciously gave me one piece and took the rest. I think I found it just before she left. She's gone off to London. I found it in a drawer. So fingers crossed, that'll be my tea tonight. What time is it? 7:30. I'm going to go and see what my kids are doing. They probably play still on the Wii or playing on the laptop. I'm going to get them ready for school tomorrow. Paul, my French pronunciation used to be all right, but I'll be honest. When in France, I didn't try to put a French accent on. I always tried to put a Manchester accent onto my French, so people knew I was from Manchester. Voulez-vous? Would never put French accent. I can do it, but I can't. It's harder work, and I'd rather keep them whatever Manchester accent I've got left. Biff Tannen, what happened to the Ayoze Perez rumours of him being close to signing for Spurs? All the press do chat. Look, let's be honest, Biff Tannen. Okay, about 90% of rumours don't come off. There's always this talk about the rumours or a source said or someone's friend, like was it Jonathan Cross in the Mirror a couple of days ago said one of Pep's friends has said apparently if we win the Champions League this season, Pep's leaving next summer. Pep's friends had said apparently last season that if we won the Champions League, if we won the quadruple, Pep was going. Now, who are these friends? It's an open invitation to lie and make stories up, and I'm sure there's a lot of stories just purely made up and released out there just to make money for people from clicks. And you'll see it with Man City YouTubers as well. They'll put stories out there and they'll talk about guff, absolute trash, just to make money. That's the way it is. Voulez-vous? Sea-Dog, BT fan, and he's a good player. I just think he wants to change club. Yeah, I think Ericsson wants to change club. Pellegrini, Mancini, Robert Lang. I've got to go with Mancini. Bobby Mank. I mean, he's got the name for it, Bobby Mank. He won his first trophy in 34 years, won as the league. He stood up to Ferguson when our other managers hadn't. And he was ready to fight with Ferguson, even though Ferguson was about 30 years older. He'd have hit him, And so he had that something about him. And hey, the ladies loved him as well. So Mancini for me. But you can't deny that Pellegrini did fantastic in his first season at City. Absolutely, Paul. We love Mancini. Friends of friends of friends. Absolutely muckund. Just made up stuff. Vidya Shakya. Ray, do you think Colombian winger Marlos Moreno has any future? No. Marlos Moreno, I'll tell you about him. When we signed him for about, was it 4 million quid? We signed Gabby Jesus at the same time for a lot more. And Tim Vickery, the South American football correspondent, he said at the time that he liked Marlos Moreno more. And I think the brief videos I've seen of Marlos Moreno, I quite liked him. But he just didn't, whatever the reason is in Spain, he didn't settle. Whatever the reason is, whether he's moving to a new country, away from his family, whatever, it just didn't happen for him. And he looked lost. And it's a real shame. So he's gone back to South America, and I don't think we'll see him again at City. Absolutely no chance. Yeah, Mancini had the spunk. He had it. He had what was needed to get us where we needed to get to. Biff Tannen. How can City free Sane out his top draw? He is a top draw player. And for me, he should be knocking on the door of top 5 in the world. He is that good. But it's a team game. And he's not always been a team player, And Pep said, we've told Leroy what he needs to do to start games. And if he's not starting games, then logically you say he's not doing what's required to start the games. So he's not doing what is needed to do. He's not listening or whatever. Mukund, a Colombian player who can't settle in Spain is not going to settle in Manchester. Absolutely. It's a lot colder in Manchester. They don't speak Spanish. It was not going to work. And if he didn't make it in Girona, there's no way he was going to make it at City. Sea-Dog, I like Pellegrini more in the press conference. He's cute like Pep. Yeah. Pellegrini, he gave nothing away. He was stonewall. And, for that, I think the journalists didn't like him because he gave them nothing to work with, which is great for City. He kept it all quiet, steady hand, no fighting with him. He wasn't fighting with the players like I think Mancini had a fight with Balotelli. Just the way it was. Guys, I'm up to just about an hour. I'll give you another minute. If you get any more questions, just fire them in. But it's really been nice to talk about today, apart from your questions. There's been nothing in the papers. But go easy on Sane, guys. He's a beautiful player. I said it. He's my favourite. He's not my favourite player. He's the most exciting player at City. When he's got the ball, I want to watch. Yeah, because that guy, some of his runs are amazing. Now, I think Raheem Sterling is delivering more. KDB delivers more. Bernardo delivers more. But for me, simply in excitement terms, he gets me going. Pep can be spiky, yeah. But look, it's Pep's way or no way. Look at the people Pep got rid of at Barca. Eventually got rid of Atua, Deco. He got rid of players. Yaya. If he didn't fancy you or he didn't think you were good with the team in terms of being a team player, he got rid of you. Yeah, in the press conference, absolutely mucking. He was very, very. You give nothing away. Cobby, what did I do for Father's Day? As I said it before, my eldest gave me a hug. My youngest ignored me. He got up late. And my wife gave me a peck on the cheek. Father's Day, I was up just after 5. I went for a run, just under 4 miles. And then about an hour later, I went to the gym for about an hour because it's a Sunday. My family aren't getting up early. So by the time I got home from the gym, I think it was about 9 o'clock. My wife had just got up. My kids were still in bed. I think one was just getting up. One didn't get up till well after 10. I had a video to do, so I did a video. I put that out earlier on today. If you see that, yeah, hug, Cobby. I thought I deserve a bit more than a hug. And then we had a barbecue at my mother's place. So my brother, he'd been working voluntary work in Turkey. He's a surgeon, and he was over there doing some operations on refugees and stuff. And he'd been back. I had not seen him for a few weeks, so it was nice to see him and his family. My niece came with her family. My sister was there. Sorry, my other brother was there. My mum. So a lot of barbecue. I had I have to admit, I had 4 chicken burgers and half a double beef burger. Didn't like that. Didn't like that at all. And then a bit of trifle. They wouldn't let me have more trifle. And then I went to sleep because I was knackered. I like Jovetic, Robert. I really did like Stefan Jovetic, and it's a shame. I think with injuries and whatever, he never made it here. But I did like him. Chris Baker, when Sane gets the ball, all you can hear are the seats snapping back. Everyone stands up because he's our most exciting. Absolutely, no question about that. He can do stuff on that pitch that nobody else can do. Absolutely nobody else. Julie Dolan, my kids always send me Father's Day cards. Hey, to get anything from. I get nout from my kids. I get a birthday card and that's it. I get nothing else from my kids. I'll give them credit on my birthday. My eldest bought me a watch, which I give him back. My youngest bought me a tiny little teddy bear kind of thing. And my wife bought me a pair of socks. But no, the pair of socks said best father in the world or best dad in the world. And same, so did the teddy bear. And that was it. And they bought me, instead of a cake, they bought me a donut that must have cost me like 4 or 5 quid. This donut. It was down in London. We were in London at the time, and certainly wouldn't have bought that. I'm a guy that will go to Marks and Spencers or Asda and buy 5 donuts for £1. I'm not buying one special donut for £4. I'm not up for that. But it's nice to see you on board, Julie. And that's the first time I've seen you on this channel. Vidya, there were some rumours today that we will sign Felix Ndombele back to Benfica. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I mean, I said that yesterday in the video I did today. I've said it in the past because we don't really need him right now. We got 100 points and 98 points without him, and it's good for his learning and his development if he stays and plays a lot of games. At City, how many games is he going to play? Gabby Jesus played 90 minutes once in the last 5 months of the season in a league game. So, is Felix going to dislodge Aguero? No. So, he might play out wide, but that's it. I would rather he plays 30, 35 games for Benfica than 15 games for City. And then the season after, then bring him back, bring him for that. And also the other issue is, Benfica will like that deal. But if we do get a transfer ban next season, we've got this guy. We've already got this guy and he'll come in. Same with Chelsea got Pulisic. Now, they got him in, I think, in December. They got a transfer ban, but they've already got the guy. He's already registered with them. They left him at his current club. He's already registered with them, so he can come. And it's going to be exactly the same with Felix if we did that. Someone asked me earlier who would you like to get, and I said I'll get Mathis de Ligt, Rodri, and Ndombele, and Felix. Partly because I'm worried about the transfer ban by FIFA, and it'll put pressure on everybody. You don't perform, you ain't playing, buddy. Okay, and if we're going to play 60 games next season, people will play. If you're playing 30, 35 games, it's not a bad number of games in your season. So we're going to play a lot of games next season. I'd be surprised if we won't play less than 55. I'll be shocked if we play less than 55 games next season. We'll have 38 in the league, 6 in the minimum we'll play is 38 plus 6 is 44, plus 2 others, 46, and the Community Shields. So the minimum we'll play is 47. And if we get to the latter stages in anything, we're back up to in the high 50s, 60. So we'll play a lot of games. Robert Lanier, Jovetic was great when he was on, but it was about getting him on the pitch. He was injured a lot. Yeah, it's a shame. King Arc W, 0% chance of City signing Felix. City don't pay 180 for a player ever. Too tight with money, so just been linked to drive up. Possibly, that's usually the way. But if Messi came on the scene, City would pay £200 million for him right now. Okay, I just think it's a play. If Mbappe came, City would pay £200 million for Mbappe. Okay. When Mbappe went to Monaco, City offered, I can't remember what the money was, but we wanted Mbappe before he had his breakthrough. I think we were offering up to 30 million quid. So if the player's right, if we think he's right, we'll pay the money. That's it. Julie, keep missing live chat. I've managed to watch a few videos. Hope you're enjoying them, Julie. I'm having a good time, and I hope you guys are enjoying them too. Paul Murray, cheers, mate. I hope you had a good time, and it sounds like you did. You've got to go. Nice to have you on board, guys. But I've been on for over an hour. It's about time now that my wife's gone, and it's about time I got on with my kids and play some. I might go and play some Mario Kart with them and get them ready for school. Got to do all the ironing, all the shirts. I'm going to try and do all the shirts and all the trousers for the week, and get them ready. See you, Robert. Absolutely wonderful to have you guys on. The fact I'm still here after well over an hour, and every day I try to do about an hour. No excuses. I'll finish off with Jack Harrison. It's my last thing, Chris, because I heard some stuff about Jack Harrison that wasn't true on somewhere else yesterday. Jack Harrison is at Leeds. Apparently, Leeds wanted to buy him, and City quoted £15 million for that, and Leeds said it's way too much. And Jack Harrison scored, I think, 4 goals and had 4 assists this season, which wasn't great, but Leeds still wanted him. Marcelo Bielsa liked him, and he wanted him, but 50 million was too steep. If Leeds had got into the Premier League, maybe they'd have paid, or maybe they would have agreed around 10 or 12 million. But there's rumours are that Leeds want him back on loan, and I think that's the way to go. I mean, the kid came from New York City FC and went via City. We've got his registration now, so we would have got him cheap from New York City FC. Did we send him out on there on loan? I can't remember the exact story, but look, I don't think he'll play for City. I don't think he's good enough. His best option is to go to Leeds again if he can, have another good season, and then we should sell him. Let's finish off with your questions and we'll go. Cheers, Julie. You take care. King Art, why pay sentiment for Rodri when you can pay 60 for Ndombele? Why 90 for Maguire when you delete for 65? Just as my strategy, somewhere special with those focusing. I don't want to write back personally. I said I want to keep Danilo. Walker and Danilo, happy. I'm happy to pay 70 for Rodri or 60. I don't think they'll get a Ndombele for 60 million. I honestly don't. I think it'll be 70 million, especially if you got another 1 or 2 clubs looking at him as well. I wouldn't pay 90 for Maguire. I wouldn't go near him. De Ligt, look, the thing with De Ligt is even if you got him for 65 million, Mino Raiola wants 15 million as well, so that's up to 80, and he wants 200 grand a week. If we got Rodri, I'd be surprised if we paid Rodri more than 100 grand a week. Maybe 120. Okay, so it's a huge difference. And on a 5-year contract, that's let's say that's 8 million a year, 8 or 9 million a year. On a 5-year, that's 45 million. So De Ligt suddenly becomes a lot more, and that's 45 million more than the other guy. So he becomes a lot more expensive than Rodri. But I don't think it's money that's the issue. But cheers, mate. I hope you had a good day and you've enjoyed the stream. King, if Rodri is for 70 on Ndombele was 70, I'd take Ndombele. Yeah, I'd take Ndombele because I've seen him more and I know more about him. But that's nothing. It's not to say that Rodri's not a good player. And if you heard what Luis, I forgot his name now, the manager of Spain, Luis Enrique, what he said about him, and I'll trust what he says about him. So he really likes him. He says he can be better than Busquets. Now, if he can be better than Busquets, if he can be half as good as Busquets, I'd want him. But if he can be better than Busquets, I'd really, really want him. I want us to get them both. Put the pressure on each other, and one of you will deliver, and one will be your first choice. JG19, you just got back from Father's Day meal. You had a good day? Yeah, I've had a good day. But I've been on for an hour and 10 minutes, mate. I've got to go. We've had a good old chat, as usual. A lot of fun. And fingers crossed, the channel go from strength to strength. Hopefully this week I'm doing a podcast with somebody this week. Not a podcast, or a live stream. That's going to be fun with another channel. And then hopefully we'll get on to, doing more stuff. But for the time being, I'm going to try and put a video out every day and do a live stream every day, as long as I can. I'll give you at least one bit of content every day, and hopefully 2. I put as much effort as I can into this channel to get it going and hopefully get that 1,000 subscribers by the start of the season. King Gark says, I do think Rodri's decent. He's just not in Ndombele. Well, we just don't know yet, mate. Honestly, Chris Baker, we should keep Danilo. I want Danilo. I really want Danilo. Look, Danilo's been injured a lot last season. If Pep says to Danilo, look, you come in at right back and you earn that spot instead of Walker, you'll play. But I prefer to have Danilo as a defensive right back when we need that, and Walker as an attacking right back when we need that. I just think it's safer sometimes to have Danilo. You consider getting another partner on the channel? JG19, yes, I have. I think that will happen. It's just going to be a matter of getting some numbers together and having a chat. So if anybody's interested, I mean, and don't take it as a slight if you're not, if you don't make it. But I do need to work with somebody else, obviously, because working on my own right now, I can do this. When I'm working hard, I won't have the time. When I'm away, for instance, I'm going to work in Germany for almost 3 weeks. I've been in Germany for at least 2 weeks and maybe a week in France before that. I've got some work there. I'm working in a science centre. I'm doing a show for them for 9 or 10 days. And then I've got to do some training before I go. And to do that, I'm not going to be able to do this. In the evening, yeah, I can do streams and stuff because we finish by 5, which is 4 o'clock here. So I can do some. But going to games, I won't be going to any games. I'll be sat there with 3 blinking season cards, not going to games. And I don't know when I'm going to have a quick look to see if it coincides with the only thing that can help me. Yes! I missed the Wolves game and the Everton away game, I think. But there's a international break in between. So it might be I only miss 2 games. But it'll still be nice to get somebody to work with on the channel, somebody who wants to work presenting, somebody who wants to do some editing, somebody who can do some graphics or whatever. We just mix it all up. There's no money to be made. I'll be honest with you, there's no money to be made from this channel, but I will monetize it so that I can at least pay expenses, and give tickets to people to go, whoever was working with me to go to games. King Gak, if he's replacing Dylan because of injury issues, that's hardly fair on him because Mendy's injured a lot more and he's getting another chance. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I said I want Danilo to stay. I don't want Danilo to replace people just because they're injured. He needed to play instead of Walker last season. Walker wasn't playing well enough, so Danilo played. And I had no problems with that. Danilo's a great backup. If you look at his last 4 seasons at Real Madrid, Champions League. Real Madrid, Champions League. Man City, Premier League. Carabao Cup, Man City, Premier League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Community Shield. I mean, look what he's won. If he goes to Inter, I don't think Inter will pay the money, but he's going to drop down. All he'll get is playing games. He's 28. I'd like him to stay for another couple of years and then go. Right, guys, I think that's me. There's still 15 of you on, but an hour and a quarter is plenty of my time. My lad's just been in, probably sneaking some fruit from the side. Trying to be quiet about it. So I was going to spend some time with my kids. If you got kids, guys, give them a hug, give them a kiss, and go and play with them. And if you haven't got kids, think about having kids. Generally fantastic. Robert, bye, mate. Wonderful for you to be on. For you guys take care. Danilo's great right back. The only reason I think we're going for another solely is because of Cancelo. He's one of the best. Maybe I don't really know enough about him. King, you have a good night, buddy. Good night, and sleep tight, guys, and have a good evening. See you around, Blues. See you, Mukund.